Hey everyone, and welcome to today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have a great one to share with you today. A lot of information. We're breaking down the Zillow article that everyone is talking about, Charlotte being the hottest market for 2023. That's their prediction. Now, before we jump in too far, let's go ahead and make sure we subscribe, hit the notification bell so that way you can be alerted when our next video drops. Now, let's jump right in. So to start off with, this is the article that everyone is talking about, everyone is sharing, that has gone viral. Zillow's 2023 prediction is that Charlotte will be the hottest real estate market in the entire country. So let's take a look at who also is rounding out their top 10. So we have Charlotte, of course, is number 1, Cleveland number 2, Pittsburgh number 3, Dallas number 4, Nashville 5, and then rounding out the top 10, we have Jacksonville, Kansas City, Miami, Atlanta, and Philadelphia. Something a little interesting is that their number 1 for 2022, Tampa, Florida, actually fell out of the top 10. So that's something we may want to pay attention to down the line here. So let's take a look at a couple of the factors that Zillow's talking about when making this prediction that Charlotte is going to be the number 1 real estate market, the hottest market in 2023. So we're looking at price growth. So there's no lie that 2021, 2022, part of 2020, the real estate market was crazy. You go ahead, you put it on the market, it is selling instantly, and prices continue to go up and up and up. We're seeing a ton of appreciation. That has certainly changed this year, the second half of 2022, where interest rates start to go up. The biggest increase that we've seen since 2008, actually, and prices begin to soften. However, Charlotte seems to be holding on stronger than other cities. Right here, looking at Austin, which was formerly one of the hottest markets in the entire country. Everyone was moving to Austin. There's a ton of businesses that were moving there, still are. We've seen prices decline 4% there compared to last December. So looking at price growth year to year, looks like Charlotte is holding on to its value a lot better than other cities around the country where their prices are softening even more. Now we want to look at inventory and velocity as well. So, I just mentioned how quickly everything was going under contract and things are moving, so fast. You put it on the market and if it hits 7 days, that's a stale listing. It's not like that anymore. Now, here in Charlotte, of course, it's slowed down, just like everywhere else across the country, and we're still seeing a lot of things go under contract. So a lot of homes are coming to the market, a lot of homes are going off the market, which is in contrast to something I'm going to show you in a different article that I don't necessarily agree with. Last one being demographics here. So we have a lot of millennials here in Charlotte. The 2020 census said that the median age was 34.4 years old here in the greater Charlotte area. So, this is peak home buying years for a lot of people. That's you got your early to mid 30s and a lot of people out there looking to buy their first home. I can totally relate to that here because last year I helped a lot of first time home buyers and started to see that also in 2023. So a lot of millennials buying homes. And then let's go ahead and take a look at this article from Forbes also. So they're talking about how Zillow predicted that Charlotte is going to be the hottest market in the entire country for 2023. Coming down here, something that I did want to point out, is coming down. Let's see if I can find it. Where were we here? Give me a second. I apologize. Where the heck am I looking? Oh, right here. Okay. So we just talked about how, the velocity, the speed as what's coming to the market, what's going off the market. They're saying that, like we're seeing, everything's slowing down across the entire country. This year's hottest market feels much chillier than it did a year ago. That's right. The hottest market, Charlotte this year, 2023, that's the prediction, is not going to be as hot as to the hottest market last year. And that's just everywhere. That is just everywhere. So the expectation has come down a little bit. And What they're saying after that is the desire to move hasn't changed, but both buyers and sellers are frozen in place by higher mortgage rates, slowing down the housing market to a crawl. Now, I agree with the first half of this, right? I wouldn't say necessarily frozen, but a lot more buyers and a lot more sellers are taking their time, especially buyers. They're seeing a little bit more options as more inventory comes to market, and they're going ahead and they have the ability to be a little bit more picky because everything isn't going off the market instantly, right? So I wouldn't say it's come to a crawl. So something that I want to share with you here real quick is what we're seeing in the MLS, because I would not say that it is coming to a crawl. I would say that the market here in Charlotte, like Zillow is predicting, is hot. And even though the overall market has changed, it is still moving here in Charlotte. So let's take a look at these stats here.
Now I can't actually share my screen for this part of the video because I'm looking at the Carolinas multiple listing service and I'm not actually sure if I'm allowed to share that or not. However, in the last 7 days, within a 20-mile radius of uptown Charlotte, North Carolina, 453 homes have gone active or coming soon. Not only that, in the last 7 days, 640 homes have gone under contract and 282 have sold and closed. Now, this is all real-time information. The video that you're watching right now is dropping on February 6th, 2023. I'm recording this on February 4th, 2023. So the market is moving here in Charlotte, and I definitely would not say it's come to a crawl.
All right, so now let's talk about why things are moving the way they are compared to other places in the entire country, making Charlotte the hottest market. And I do agree with Zillow's prediction here. Just because, one, we're looking at the population growth here in Charlotte, right? So looking at, if we want to go to 2000, population was 540,000. Now it's at 917,000. So we're on pace to double it, the population, the entire population, in about a 25-30 year span, which is crazy. So we have a lot of people moving here to Charlotte. Now, why is that? Well, one, the weather's very nice. Two, it is a bit of a smaller city compared to, your New York cities, your Bostons, your Los Angeles, Miami, whatever it may be. And the cost of living here is significantly lower than those cities. Boston, New York, the rents are out of control. Even some cities on the West Coast, you look at San Francisco, Los Angeles, Sacramento, Seattle. The cost of living here is a lot cheaper. And getting a feel for Charlotte, if you come here, it is a lot different feel than one of those big East Coast cities or one of those big West Coast cities. One, it's way easier to navigate. It's a lot easier to navigate. It's a lot cleaner. And it's a lot more spread out, which is nice. I could be still in the city of Charlotte, and I'm in what feels like a residential neighborhood, which is really nice. The whole city isn't skyscrapers. It's not a concrete jungle, which is really nice. And a lot of people like that feel, to be able to go home to their neighborhood and have a yard and have a place for their kids to play, and then also drive 15, 20 minutes into the city where they work. So because of that and the weather, Charlotte has just become a really desirable place to live. And it's one of the reasons that I moved here and relocated from out of state. I made this statement, a year ago, 2 years ago, that Charlotte is going to be the next Austin, Texas. And I still believe that. One, because it's a smaller city that has this kind of niche of being outdoorsy, live music, breweries. But not just that, it's got that residential feel to it, not the concrete jungle feel, which is something I really like, and I think a lot of people appeals to a lot of people, I should say. Also, there's a lot of jobs that are being created here. So moving over to this article from WCNC Charlotte, is that in North Carolina, we've seen nearly 93 jobs added in the past year. And a lot of those, roughly 20,000, being here in Charlotte. So a lot of people are relocating here because businesses are growing here and businesses are also moving here. So taking a look at some businesses here that are in Charlotte, you have Bank of America. Their hub is here. They have a couple buildings right in uptown Charlotte, and they employ a lot of people. You'll run into. I feel like half the people I run into work for one of the banks uptown, whether that's Truist, Bank of America, or one of the other banks, Wells Fargo. It is a big banking city. So you also have Lowe's, which is centered in Mooresville, which is just north of Charlotte, and they have one of their offices, one of their buildings right in South End. You have Duke Energy, a couple other big companies here as well. You got Coca-Cola. Let's see. As I scroll through, you probably see a lot that stand out. Lending Tree too, which is another huge company. You got Bojangles. So there are a lot of companies that are here in Charlotte and also going ahead and building up in Charlotte. So a lot of people moving here, increasing the demand for housing. You have a lot of new builds so that you can accompany all of these people that are moving here. And all of this plays in the factor as to why Charlotte will be the hottest market in 2023. And I firmly agree with Zillow in this prediction. As a real estate agent, I typically don't agree with Zillow a lot. And this time I definitely do.
So that's it for today's video. I really appreciate you tuning in. Again, make sure if you haven't already, you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be alerted when our next video drops. Also, go ahead and follow us on Instagram so that way you can see all things Charlotte real estate. And go ahead and leave us a comment. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Do you think Charlotte is going to be the hottest market in 2023? Also, if you have a real estate resource, we would love to assist you. So whether you're relocating here, looking to buy a home for the first time, or sell a house, we're more than happy to help. Email us at info@tdl-entertainment.com, and we'll see you in the next video.